start. Hey, yeah, so here we'll have the latest branding centralization pricing that I think you guys also got it from Emma already, which you can click this link here, which will bring you guys here. Okay, I see AQFL. Okay, anyways, yeah, so people just come into this thing. So this finalized one is from Mindy site for EVA one, but this won't be our main reference. Our main reference is the PDiGV one, just mainly that the content that we previously post on and normally post for our partners is sort of different from the employer branding one. And at the same time, the channels that we use is also very different from them, especially when we have different projects using different channels like that. Okay, yeah, but in terms of the LinkedIn pricing would be the same. So mainly here you can see that I already put in the information in terms of the pricing. So this is more like the minimum price that you should charge your partner. Mainly that, so my understanding wise, previously you guys, when you guys put in your own LC's pricing, like some of you guys charge 50 per post, some of you guys charge 500 in the whole package. But then here, after aligning and looking at the data here, then decided to set these are the minimum one. So how you see this information is mainly for the Isaac in Malaysia FB page. No, sorry, this is not Malaysia FB page. This is NetPro FB page. Yeah, I soft copy the template. But you guys get me. Yeah, I think later I remove. Yeah. So mainly here is 75 here, right? But you can look into is that we break down our pricing in terms of we have our HR here and then our channel. So channel is the page outreach. Yeah. But you can see here the allocation is 60%. So just to let you know a little bit more context, actually when we set this pricing, right, also got take into consideration a few things like how did we charge in the past, which honestly speaking for our side, we actually charge quite low. Yeah, but I also understand that our outreach is not as same as the Isaac Malaysia page outreach. And at the same time, it's also taking into consideration the market pricing. So for example, for DJ, she actually done a freelance design before. Then for her, the quotation that she go with would start with a minimum of 60 per post like that. So if you, and then when she's designing for companies as freelance, right, it's designing on the HR part only. It doesn't include the channel because it's designed for company, then company posts on their channel. So actually for her side, she also charged minimum 60 like that. And that's just for freelance. For us, we are organization and at the same time, we actually run based on campaigns also. Yeah. So mainly here, channel is important, but then at the end of the day, the more important thing is more on the HR side in terms of when we are designing the post here and also customizing the content for our partners, how much effort are you putting in here? And then how are you customizing according to your partner needs? So that's why in terms of the weightage, right? Weightage wise, we are actually putting the weightage for HR more. Then for here, right, we will suggest you guys to actually, not suggest, I would say is mainly the guideline here is minimum need to go according to this pricing. And then we need, like when you are designing, like charging your partner quotation, right, should go according to campaign. So let's say you want to run a Facebook campaign, then your Facebook campaign should need to have minimum 3 posts inside. Yeah, but a very clear clarification need to do is that, so here I also put the total here, right? But it doesn't mean that you need to use every single channel, meaning that you can actually select 2 channels only, for example. So maybe you charge your partner is Facebook and Instagram only, but then you don't post on LinkedIn and you don't do any IG story. So if let's say you are doing it for Speak Up, then the quotation here should look into, okay, it's a minimum 825 where you provide 3 posts for each one. Okay, so maybe here is the information. Then in terms of each price, then here we also look into the local project one. Then local project one is also looking into the same way. Then the pricing here would be lower because the outreach is also lower. Then here you can refer to the data. And the reason why I put green color on these 2 is because actually based on current Facebook and Instagram and even LinkedIn algorithm is that I think you guys also know is mainly it's not looking on how many followers you have already, but in terms of the outreach that you have and how many people are commenting or engaging the post itself. And to let you guys know, while I was collecting this data, right, mainly it's referring to and comparing to the main one. Here the data I put in is also the non-peak data because I only got from IGV marketing the September data. I request the last 1 month. So I'll update the RE peak data also, and the RE peak can actually go very high also. For example, I remember JD Greeny Green, the outreach for, I forgot it's Facebook or Instagram, can actually go around like 10,000 outreach. Yeah, so I'll update the information there also. But from here, you can know the minimum benchmark that you can achieve already. Yeah, and then here in terms of the plug and play elements, so you can also sell other things. For example, Facebook cover photo, but this one, because we only have one cover photo, so this one you need to check with national team on the availability. And then at the same time is you can also produce content. So for example, for Ewa's site, they have brand survey, but we don't do brand survey. But in case you are really producing any videos for them, then you can actually charge around 700. And in terms of the report and analysis, so let's say you're giving them the impact report, right? Okay, here I should. Okay. Yeah. Analysis. So here is that you're compiling the information and also analyzing, okay, when you're doing the branding outreach, how much do you get like that? And here also need to take into consideration the consolidation of data, documentation, HR, and also designing an impact report. So would suggest you to go according to 500. Okay. So mainly the type of content allowed, right? Mainly for our B2C channels would be these. Yeah. So actually it's what you are already doing. So for example, this event highlight and key message recap is actually your impact showcasing also. Yeah. And then partnership announcement, and then also introducing, okay, who is this company like that. So if you look into the minimum suggested post is 3, right? Actually, it's sort of the thought process of this also, where, okay, you are posting, you know, hey, we are partnering together, and then who is this? And then what is the things that they have contributed? Of course, you can plug and play around. For example, okay, I only do partnership announcement, and then I do 2 event highlight or 2 impact showcasing. It can be like that also. Yeah, mainly we are sticking with like having 3 like that as a guideline. Yeah, and then in terms of the LinkedIn page, so mainly here we wouldn't go into company introduction, but the content allowed will be mainly on partnership announcement and the impact showcasing. Okay, so can actually include other things also. For example, company opportunity for youth, like internship, those stuff, company product and services, but need to be aligned with youth, and then also brand survey collection. But this one you need to align with national team before you actually sell also. Because again, it really depends on whether it's relevant to IZ, at the same time relevant to partner or not. Okay. So moving on, I'll go into FAQ and also explain why this is important. Here also have a few, not few, like 10 questions that you might ask from mini site, but I only handpick a few to put here, and then at the same time add in the more relevant stuff for PDiGV. But you can still refer here. Then you can also put in your questions here also. And you can also see previously what Ewa has asked, and then what is the answer that given to them. To let you know a little bit more, for example, this basic customization, right? So actually for Ewa, they have this basic customization, which will be cheaper. But just to let you know beforehand, basic customization means that the company, for example, P&G, already give us the design template. Then we just edit a bit, then we post. But then for PDiGV, when we are designing the IGV post, every time is we design from scratch. So that's why I just straight away use the pricing for this one. Yeah. And mainly that we are not dealing with HR side on the company promotion, but more on impact showcasing. So that's why for us, we straight away use the reference of the advanced customization. Okay. So yeah. So I would say like mainly that why we need to have this standardized pricing after we have the centralized pages, right? It's mainly, I believe, is on 3 reasons. So the first one is more on mitigating the risk. So I think that when everyone is charging different pricing, right, the scenario that might happen is that, especially when we are using the same channel, right, and then let's say we use the same campaign, right, let's say we sell also 3 posts, okay, and also these 3 things. Then let's say, for example, LC Langkawi charge 200 only, but then LC Labuan charge 1,000. Then someone go and ask LC Labuan, hey, you know, the company go and ask, hey, why the same campaign, different pricing one? And then, you know, especially if your sales member is reaching out to that company, then sort of confused. Your member also don't know how to answer this. And then also a bit confused, why other LCs can actually set this price also? And no matter it's old partner or current new partners that we are approaching, right? This might happen also. Just you need to know, okay, we have the ER principle 60 days. So there might be the scenario that is happening that let's say 3 months, 90 days, then, you know, like let's say LC Langkawi approached this partner in June, but then September, you know, another LC approach again. And then they might see, hey, why the things are similar, but then the pricing is different. Yeah. So when the pricing is standardized, then everyone is actually using the same benchmark and communicating the same value and pricing logic to your partner also. So from here, you can actually mitigate the risk in terms of jeopardizing the external trust like that. So they know that we are consistent among each other. Yeah. And also, I would say it's also reducing internal competition, because imagine that when the price can fluctuate all the time, right? Then it might happen a scenario that, then why not I just set lower? Then everyone set lower, then 200, 150. Then every LC would keep throw lower price until someone does it free of charge. Then it actually ruins your own market pricing one. And partner might think that your outreach might not be valuable also. Okay. And moving on, it's also providing more value to partner actually, because from here, you actually have the transparency on the outreach that they will get, and the pricing is set based on the strength of the channel. So before centralization, we also have the data, the access. Yeah, that's a very real thing. But then everyone is also using a different pricing method and metrics. But then now everyone is using the same page, then everyone is using the same pricing logic also. Yeah. And at the same time, the centralized page can also have a larger outreach. So from this, you can actually support your partner to understand the value of your channels more, and also the value of your branding, which actually supports you to do sales and build trust with your partner also. But very honestly speaking, our channel outreach, right, it also highly depends on how many organic traffic we get. Yeah, so it's not like you post and confirm will get a lot of traffic. So it's mainly on how many people sharing the post and directing more audiences to the centralized page. So that's why I think I was having the conversation with Felicia a few months ago. Then like we were talking about, using new page, then would it be like 2 less followers? Then we were talking about, but OGV, their site actually very fast. Like not even 1 year, then actually have super high followers, but I forgot the exact number. So mainly that actually when everyone is using the same channel, then when you see your other friends post, remember to help share also. Yeah, and also encourage your LC peeps to share also. And I think the last one is mainly on your confidence in sales also. This is more on the internal stuff. So because now you already know how the pricing is being set already. So when you're running sales, especially when your partner keep on saying like, oh, your outreach is very low, or how like negotiating the pricing, they might try to, press your pricing lower like that. But then you understand better that, okay, this is the pricing that has been charged to previous partners already. But partner actually accept this pricing before. And this pricing is actually lower than market pricing also. Yeah, like for example, the thing that I mentioned just now, that DJ, when she do freelance, the HR is like minimum 60. But for us, we are setting on this pricing. Of course, when the outreach is higher, then we also set the higher pricing. So mainly here is when the channel continues to grow, actually in the future, you guys can also look into charging higher prices. So this pricing, I will also review also. Yeah, but now we use this one, the next year review again. So mainly that your team can also know how to negotiate with the partners also. So I believe there's a lot of questions. So the first one is definitely, okay, let's say I already mentioned to partners certain pricing already. Can I continue using it? Yes, you can continue use it, and you can also consult me for any advice for pricing. So at here, because now it's in the middle of the change management, so we would still have the issue in terms of, okay, different people have different pricing. We are looking into starting from today onwards in terms of the partner that you haven't tell any pricing, right? Then you start to let them know on this standardized pricing. Then moving on that everyone can run on the same pricing benchmark also. Yeah. So, but transition wise, this is unavoidable for now. Then moving on, will MC charge us any money for using national page? No, this is the centralized resource for everyone to use. So the pricing is the quotation of the digital marketing on national channels. Meaning that, yeah, we wouldn't charge you any pricing. I mean, this is for everyone to use, okay? Yeah. Then, okay, so can I sell number of posts for partner instead of selling package? So this is a very tricky question, right? So when you are selling the package itself, when you are customizing the package, the campaign to your partner, you actually set it based on the number of posts also. Yeah. But when you sell to partner, you don't tell them, you don't position the selling point according to number of posts. Meaning you let your partner know I do the outreach, and you can let them know how many posts I do. Yeah, but your focus shouldn't be on how many posts you are doing, because we are not an advertising agency, and marketing is not our main focus. Our main focus is always going back towards the branding, the association with youth, the association together with the community itself, and the impact showcasing part. Yeah. So again, we are not advertising company. Okay. So yeah. So you should actually customize your campaigns according to your partner needs and also the clear objective. Yeah. Not the number of posts like that. So why is it suggested to run the campaign and package also? It's because if you really look back into the posting here, right? If you do one post only, it might actually should be very weird also. And it's actually very hard to bring value to your partner themselves also. Because, okay, suddenly pop up an event highlight. Maybe that can explain a little bit. But then a better way would always be, announcing the partnership and then, introducing who they are so that other people can know what is their contribution also. Yeah. So yeah, then this is the suggested number of posts for the CSR branding purposes, mainly about their involvement and contribution in CSR events. Okay. But if let's say you really have a specific need that the company only needs one post, okay, yeah, then can you not sell according to the minimum number of posts suggested? You can, but you need to come and discuss with me, where I'll also review with you. Okay, let's say you're selling this package. Is it really effective for your partner's needs also? So we are not selling for the sake of selling. Again, as a salesperson, we are here to solve problems, meaning that even though selling one post is very cheap and your partner would like the budget, but it may not actually solve your partner's problem also. So that's why we are also setting all these guidelines here. Yeah. And next one, can you sell the price higher than suggested also? Can, definitely you can. And especially that if you are targeting a very specific needs or you're customizing a very specific value to them, you can. But I wouldn't suggest you to go too high also. Because again, is like when you are going too high, then are you really sure that you can communicate the value? Unless, okay, you're very clear that maybe this specific channel completely fits your partner needs, and that is really what they need also. Then from there, you can actually communicate the value to them. Okay, yeah. But if you sell your local channel outreach, do you need to follow any pricing? For example, some of you guys, maybe after you talk to your partner, maybe your OGV Telegram channel could be one of the things that you want to sell also. Yeah, so you don't need to follow any pricing here. Meaning this one is for the centralized pricing for the page that everyone here is using, every LC is using. So you can just set yourself. And definitely, if you want to come ask me, consult me, yeah, feel free to come also. I mean, that's my job. Yeah, and the last question, not question. Yeah. So mainly a reminder also, it's like just like selling your deliverables and touch point in your IGV project, your branding posts also need to align with the IGV tool. So I think around a month and a half ago, I let you guys know, okay, when you want to post the guidelines, you need to check with your IGV team. And mainly they are the executor, you are the salesperson. So here it's actually the same. So your IGV probably already planned and booked certain slots already. If you want to book more for your partners, remember to secure the slots with them and also coordinate the posting dates so that it wouldn't happen the scenario where, hey, I want to post this and I promise partner already, but then, I don't have the thing. So for example, from what I know is, let's say if they want to post IG story, then they also need to book one. And then like certain Instagram live or something like that. Yeah. So here, click for the Q&A. So let's see, got any question? No question. Okay, I put a timer. See got any question. Yeah, you guys can read through and digest first. I'll give you guys 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, this one. So for more other questions, you can also refer here. Hey, we have questions. So what if we have in-kind sponsorships and then in-kind, so it's the item in-kind, right? Not the cash in-kind.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, then for this one, and it will sort of follow your LT wise that you don't need to charge them because you're not charging them anything. Yeah. But actually, even for sponsorship direct cash, because they are not working with you with anything, so actually then you don't need to follow the guidelines on here.
So this one is mainly towards FP only. For sponsorship and in-kind, it does not mean that we need to follow.
Yeah, because sponsorship sometimes may also depend on how much the partner can sponsor. Maybe they just want to support. So for example, Help Today, they got 800 sponsor, but it's mainly just the partner want to give, but then they're not taking anything. Okay. So that's why you don't need to follow. Yeah. And at the same time, I would suggest you guys to also, when you are designing your packages in terms of, let's say you want to appreciate your sponsorships, right? You might not need to do so many posts, like 3 posts like that. Maybe 1 post would be enough already. So from here, you can differentiate, okay, the value you provide to different partners. Okay, this AMIG is, okay. Let me re-edit the content. It's not ISAC Malaysia IG, sorry. It's a local project Instagram page. And the local project is according to the SDG one. SDG IG. Yes, this one. The one that IGV is also like finding PIC to be in charge.
Eugene, I have a question. For the minimum 3 posts suggested for one campaign, right? Is there like a suggested gap in between? Because like looking at the examples is like, because like partnership announcements is usually during like either pre-RE around there, company introduction as well. But then like for example, like the third one, then we choose like the impact showcasing, right? That one is more towards like post-RE. So would that be weird? Like if it's yeah, because like the gap like between the second and the third post will be like 1 month like that. Yeah.
Okay, I get what you mean. I think for this, I don't have any suggestion on this yet. I think there's something I can discuss with you. Then for now, you can follow the guidelines from IGV side in terms of how they set the posting.
All right.
People no question? Maybe if you, okay, I'll give more time because I think this is a very important topic. Then my understanding wise, whatever they ask about, I'll just open another 5 minutes. You can open mic, by the way, if you have a question.
Yeah, Eugene, I have another question.
Can
Can you go to the digital marketing package? Yeah, the net pro, like on the local project, right? The FB page and TEM LinkedIn page, is it like a set like that? Like, do you recommend, like, is it a set or is it like we can choose which one depending on the partners? I mean, depending on the lead. Yeah.
Okay, so the thing that mainly the non-negotiable part would be the pricing proposed and also the minimum number for one campaign. But then in terms of which channel you want to choose, it's up to you and depending on the partner needs. Does it answer your question or is it still confusing?
Yeah, it does. Okay, thanks.
I think I'll move some of the Q&A from here to here and I'll just add another one. Okay, so I think I've been waiting for a question. I was expecting more actually. But okay, I'll assume it's because last time I also explained before on centralization. So now only announcing pricing. Okay, so mainly that's all for the that's all for the branding centralization pricing consultancy. If you have more questions, you can feel free to type down here, like suddenly before you sleep, you suddenly thought one question. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, then you can come and ask out, or you can directly type me in the group or find me personally also. Yeah. So moving on, some announcement and reminders. So the resource sharing. Yeah. So for those that went to my ODS, here is the resources in terms of the proposal deck that Jiayi written before. So you can go and click into it, then you can see how she has written proposals previously. Then maybe you can get some GCPs from it or make your proposal better. Yeah, so it's only for internal reference, so don't leak outside of the organization because especially that those already signed before partners, right? The information is quite private and confidential, sensitive also. Yeah, then just to let you know in terms of for Jiayi's style, is she would normally have the first meeting with partner, then she customize the proposal and send to partner. Only if partner requests to have a proposal before talking to them, then she will send up. And also, I also attached the link for previous commission call on the proposal writing that Learning deliver. Yeah, so maybe here you can go through yourself. Yeah, I didn't cover too much today. And I was actually allocating more time here also. Yeah, and then okay, here we have the secret sugar cube LCPs and SUPs. So remember to submit like by latest Friday night. Yeah, so in the upcoming NEBM, which is this Friday, right? Not this Friday, actually it's on Sunday, the session. Yeah, then we have a session that's one part to show appreciation to your current LCP or SUP for their efforts, especially for the past 1 year also. So you can click into the link. Okay, Sharifa is very fast and click into the link already. Yeah, and spread it to everyone, like your MT member, alumni, friend, even your LCPs or SUPs family. You can share it to them also to fill in the sugar cubes, but keep it a secret with the LCP SUP. Yeah, so don't let your LCP SUP know. So that's part of the reason why I didn't send in the group, because one of my ESTs is coaching LCP, right? So I cannot make it there. But today here, I let you guys know. Okay, so remember to submit soon. Then in terms of the preparation audit or R&D resource, yeah, so Junie also requested, I also sent already. So here's the slide and the recording, and then also for the PD Q&A recording. I think this one I'll send you later also. Yeah, then so in terms of the LinkedIn posting, right? So for now, marketing side have sort of sought out the guidelines, but they haven't prepared a form. So for now, it's still finding Xiao Tian for the B2B posting. So once marketing side finalized already, then I'll send you guys. Yeah, so okay. Yeah, mainly that's also remember to update your branding pricing according to the centralized quotation and write sugar cubes. Okay, people. Yeah, so that's all for today's commission meeting. But before you leave, let's write feedback. Okay. Yeah. Okay, delete this. I'll play music and then write the feedback.